right, it is connecting. Where are we? Come on. All right, we just got to wait for the internet to go. So yay, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. And I appreciate that. All right, it is connecting. Oh, shoot. Okay, hold on. Come on. All right, we just got to wait. All right, so the YouTube is streaming live for real. Okay, that was like me talking on YouTube with a delay. Okay, so yeah, thanks everyone for coming. Vicki Young is my helper, assistant, co-host, whatever you want to call her. She's here. So yeah, you know, we have the ADA and all that, these laws to help us have rights, but they don't quite, I'm sorry, my friend is writing me. Let me see. What is, oh gosh, my friend is texting me personally. It's like, what's the Zoom link? Like, oh my gosh. Okay, so let me send that to him as I talk to you. So it's important. So we do have a law, but you know, the law doesn't cover us 100%. So sometimes it will be up to the community to watch, you know, to look for things that are accessible, or, you know, how they can make things accessible. And one of the ways we can do this is through our own social media. There's different ways to make it accessible for blind, low vision people, or people that are hard of hearing or deaf. So that would be, so yeah, I just thought this would be a good way to do that. And I'm sorry, I know I sound distracted, but I'm texting my friend personally the Zoom link, and hopefully he'll appreciate it. Okay, there we go. So yeah, it's important for us to like learn how to make things accessible. And while we're out in the physical world, we can't build ramps and curb cuts and stuff for the disabled community. That is like the city has to do that, because unfortunately, not enough enforcement. Yep. Thank you, Marguerite. And thank you for coming, Marguerite. And Marguerite, who's also a disabled person in the community, she said there is not enough enforcement. So it's true. And so it's up to us as the community, not just disabled, everyone in the community, to, you know, watch out for accessibility, because we all need it. It's not just disabled people. Accessibility helps everyone, like mothers with strollers, people pulling shopping carts, people that, you know, don't want to drive and want to walk around town or roll around town or use a walker around town. So the accessibility helps everyone. And online, of course, if you make a little extra effort and put, you know, alt image descriptions and stuff, you will open up your posts to people that are blind or low vision, and closed captioning will open up your posts to people that are deaf or hard of hearing. So, do you want to add anything, Vicki?
Not really. You kind of covered it all. There's, like she said, there's no like actual laws that even mandate social media access as well. So the only thing we really have in the like kind of tech space, like, you know, the internet, social media, that kind of stuff, is the WCAG, which is just like a set of web accessibility guidelines. They're not laws. They're just like helpful hints that you should do, like adding image descriptions or using accessible graphic design, making sure that you're using like high contrast between like your text and your backgrounds, closed captioning, subtitling, that kind of stuff. So we still have a very long way to go in ensuring that accessibility exists in the kind of, I guess, like internet space. But as of right now, we don't have any laws mandating any of this.
Yes, thank you, Vicki. And Marguerite in the chat said, it's for all of us. Never know when we will all be disabled. Exactly. And I think I saw Chris Cholis coming in here. Chris Cholis, who I love, he says we're all temporarily able-bodied or maybe temporarily non-disabled, however you want to say it, which I love because yes, that is true. We're all temporarily able-bodied people, so just remember that. So I guess I'm just gonna start now. Yeah, TAB. And I like I know I thought of the acronym. I like that it's TAB, which is a soft drink for people that, I don't know if TAB still exists, but it was a soft drink back in the 70s or something. I'm not sure if it's still around. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share my screen. I made some videos through screenshots and stuff to explain how to make your content accessible on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And then I also did a little thing on some third-party apps that actually add closed captioning to your video content. So I'll go through those. And then yesterday, Vicky wrote me and she's like, oh my gosh, Priya, Google, is it called Chrome? Is that what the browser says? Google Chrome has actually put accessible, all auto generated captions for videos on their browser, this is like a new thing. It just got released, and that's really exciting because when a browser actually has that built into it, then then we don't have to we don't have to like take that extra step to do that. So like technology is always changing. So we will like probably do this every couple of months because I feel like every couple of months some new company is gonna add some sort of accessibility to their sites. And I think it's important for us as a community to stay up with that. Kevin Arrow, you said, what about accessibility for low vision and other visual impairments on Zoom? I don't know much about low vision. I mean, Zoom is really awful and I use Zoom, but when the pandemic started, I bought this membership for a year, and then I did this 30th ADA anniversary thing, and I was trying to get closed captioning, and then I realized how Zoom is actually not very friendly to accessibility. I was able to get closed caption, but I had to pay for it. Do you know anything about low vision accessibility on Zoom, Vicky?
Zoom and accessibility are not synonyms. I really hate to
Yeah,
say that, but Zoom really is not great with accessibility in general. There is, I believe it is compatible with a screen reader, but don't quote me on that because I am not low vision, so I don't know. But I do know it's somewhat accessible because Chris Blackstone, you can hear
right.
his like screen reader sometimes on our calls.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So some of the people here were in a different, like a safe space for disabled people online to talk about things. It's called Crip Chat, and we have a person in there who is blind, Chris Blackstone, and so I do know he is able to access our calls, but I'll have to talk to him, and I'll write you about that, Kevin, after I talk to him about that. And so yeah, this is like basically how we find out things is through other people that have the disability, and they'll like literally tell you, no, this is what's wrong with it. And that's not really right, because as far as race, gender, sexual preference, and gender identity, none of these aren't, there's still work to be done in all those areas as well, but no one, no one is left out of having access. So it's really important to pay attention to this for sure. Okay, so I'm going to share, and Freddie, if you could just watch the chat and all that stuff, I would appreciate it. And I'm going to share the screen right now. So we're going to start with the Facebook on the laptop and then on the app. And so that's what I'll start with. So let me see.
Hector, is your hand up for a reason, or did you press the wrong button?
Well, how you know me so well?
I saw it pop up and I was like, do you have a comment, or are you trying to hit something else there?
All right. So Okay, so this is the Facebook laptop image here. So I'll just play this video, and Anya was going to come and I was going to be like, and this is Anya's. Anya she uses a wheelchair and she actually does fitness classes from a wheelchair. So if you ever, and you know, it's not just for people that are disabled. She teaches everyone. So if you ever want to take exercise classes online, Cat Daddy and Crew Virtual Fitness with Anya, go to it, support her. Okay, here we go. So first, when you do a post, you go to photo, and I'm picking this picture of my dog. So then go to the edit and go to alternative text. So I'm going to pause it here for a second. So Facebook on the laptop does auto generate alternative text. And that alternative text, I should explain, I guess. Alternative text is for blind and low vision people, and this is how a screen reader accesses the text. So that's alternative text, and that's also a coding thing for people that are coders. But so Facebook has auto-generated this, but it's not the best, but it is there, and it says maybe an image of one person and dog. So there's me, there's my dog. So it did that. But then I'm going to show you, if you want to, you know, provide something more, you know, more descriptive, you can, and this is how you do that. So you just click on the custom alt text, and you know, then you write out, I wrote Chihuahua standing on its hind legs. So then, okay, let me. So I typed that in. I actually sped that part up because I thought it was too boring. I was like, oh, it went so fast. So yeah, I typed that out. And does anyone need me to rewind that a little? Did it go too fast for them? It went too fast for me talking about it. So maybe. So yeah, here I wrote it out. You know, Chihuahua looking directly into the camera. Then you hit save. And then it goes back to the regular window, and then you post it, and then that's it. So there it is, and there's my post, and now that is accessible for people with low vision or that people that are blind.
And something that's really cool about your alt text as well, you can actually, if you're doing any like SEO, so it's search engine optimization, alt text, if you put your keywords in the alt text, it will contribute to like your rankings and whatnot. So alt text is not only just good for allowing screen readers to read it, but it can also help, you know, your content pop up on, you know, Google searches, Facebook searches, YouTube searches, that kind of stuff. With alt text, you kind of do want to be as specific as possible if you can. So typically alt text is under 1,000 characters. If you're describing like people, let's say, you typically are going to put like their hair color, their skin color, what color shirt they're wearing. You can, you know, get as detailed as you want with that. I try to give a little bit more detail than what I think might be necessary, just to make sure that I'm not, you know, so I guess kind of my way of doing it is, if I read my own alt text and I still don't know what's going on, then I go, okay, my alt text isn't good enough. Like if I still have questions. So if I use the photo of myself that's on your screen right now, and I just say, oh, girl wearing glasses stares at computer screen, and there's a poster behind her and it's a wall. My next question would be, okay, well, like, what is she wearing? What's on the poster? You know, what color is the wall? Why is she there? Like kind of all of those things. So I try to put a bit more detail in just to make sure, you know, the people who are using screen readers aren't getting less of an experience viewing my posts than somebody who is not using a screen reader to see my posts, if that makes sense.
Totally makes sense. So yeah, being as descriptive as possible is it's a kind thing to do. But if you don't have time and you just want to post something quickly from your laptop on Facebook, Facebook does auto-generate alt text. So just to let you know. So the next thing I'm going to show you is from the app. Facebook, unfortunately, does not produce the alt text, does not auto-generate the alt text from the app, but you can add the alt text. And so I just, like when I was looking at this earlier today, I was like, oh, and I'm going to mention Crip Camp got nominated for an Oscar, everyone. How exciting. That's exciting. It'll be, I think it's going to be the first movie that's been nominated. And if it wins, that has been made by disabled people, not completely by disabled people, but definitely had a hand in making that. So that's like going to be an awesome. So let's all hope and wish for Crip Camp to win the Oscars. Okay, so continue. So this is how you would add alt text on Facebook. You go to the, to where you post, pick up your photos, pick a photo. Which one did I pick? I don't even remember. Oh, that one. So go to edit and, okay, oh my God. Did that go too fast, guys? I'm sorry. All right, so, and let me get this movie thing out of the way. So basically, when you go to edit, it's gonna pull up that window that's gonna have remove photo edit, and then it says edit alt text. So you hit that, and then that'll take you to here where you add the alt text, and then you type in what you see. So right here, you'll see I wrote white man writing on a piece of paper on a white van and Chihuahua in the foreground. And that's how I described it. Sometimes I always feel I'm a photographer, so I'm like the white lines on the ground. And so I'm like trying to describe every single thing, which always leads me to get stressed out because it takes me so long to type it out. So then you just save it, and now that has the alt text on it. So that's how you do it on your Facebook app. The next thing I'll do is, oh, okay, yeah. So the next thing I'm going to share, I think it's Twitter. So the next thing I'll share is alt text on Twitter. I actually don't really use Twitter very often. I have one, but I don't use it very often, every once in a while. So basically, this is how you would do it here. So I'm going to play it. Okay, so you go, you pick your photograph, and I'm picking this. Oh no, I'm picking a different one. And then if you notice okay, hold on, let me go back a little. If you notice right here, it says alt on the corner where the photograph is, and you press that, and it's going to allow you to write in the alt text for Twitter. And you'll see what happens. It says, so you just say sure. Sorry if it's going too fast. If anybody has a question and it's going too fast, let me know because I can stop it and rewind it so you can see it better. And so on this picture, I'm like writing to the left, a brown woman, and I'm going to describe the photograph, and let's see how well I did it. And I'm like, oh, Robert, oh no, a man, white man with glasses. And I guess that was what I felt was good. And then I posted it. So now that's accessible for Twitter. The tweet was sent and it is accessible. All right. So that was good for Twitter. Also, hi Zoe. I want to ask everyone to mute their mics because people get distracted, and then well, maybe you won't be able to hear me and my beautiful voice. So basically, mute your mics so we don't distract others and all that kind of stuff. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is doing alt text on a Instagram post.
What are we doing today, Priya?
We are learning how to add accessible, make your social media posts accessible. So this is Instagram. Let me, oh shoot, I didn't mean to do that, darn, okay. I was just trying to move this window up a little. Okay, so here is for the Instagram. So you go to your Instagram, you go to the, oh yeah, I'm going to the Instagram, I'm picking a picture. So this is where you'll find the accessibility in Instagram. It's in the window where you write the description and all that, or your caption for the photo. And so here, down here at advanced settings, that's where you want to click to access the captions. And then you go to accessibility and you write in the captions. And then you post it. And now that is accessible on Instagram. Okay, so the next thing that Instagram does do for Instagram TV videos, which are over 1 minute long, they auto-generate captions for you, which is so exciting because then for me, I like to add closed captions because I like my content to be accessible for everyone. So for me, that was so exciting because adding your own captions can be a pain in the neck, and you know, it's like we can only do what we can do. So I just always feel guilty because that's just how I feel that's how I am as a person. But if you can't do it, it's okay. But if you can do it, it would be fantastic. And we should, like, I feel like we as citizens should contact all our social medias and tell them they need to auto generate closed captions, because closed captions are really important for deaf and low hearing people to have. And Marguerite, my friend Marguerite here, needs captions. So, and captions are good for everyone. Like, I don't know, like Robert, who is here, in my partner, we live in a small apartment, and sometimes, you know, we're doing things and we don't want to disturb each other. So reading the captions is like helpful, because then we can kind of watch a TV show, not disturb another person, and do all that stuff. Marguerite's saying hi to you, Robert. Okay, so I'm going to share the screen for the captions for the IGTV. I was so excited when I found this because I don't know, maybe I'm a dork. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to actually put this up a little and share it. All right, so first you got to go to your settings and go to your account. And oh gosh, that was too fast for me. Okay, because I didn't even speed that up. That was just me doing it. Okay, so you got to go to your account, and then you need to go to captions, which is right there under language. So that's what you pick there. And then you see it says it might be turned on. I'm just showing you the toggle switch for the auto generated captions is there. So that's where you turn it on the settings. That's like the settings for your Instagram. And let's just hope, I don't know, they have it in the main settings. So let's just hope that they will eventually auto generate captions for Instagram lives and stories and all the video content that they have on their app.
Instagram stories is getting a auto generate. It's in the beta testing now, but I would guess by the end of the year it might be out of beta. Basically what it is right now is, you know, when you go to upload you take a photo and go to the story thing. When you swipe up to get your like stickers, there'll be one called captions, and you literally just click that and add it to your story. And it'll like take a second to transcribe the audio, I believe. I don't know if you can edit the captions that they give you based on that. I would guess you can at some point, but yeah, that it's like I said, it's in beta. So I know some users have it right now, but not all. I would definitely, when you go to update your apps, double check that to see if it's come in yet or not. But it is existing very, very slowly. Is becoming more on more people's accounts.
Yes, thank you, Vicky. Okay, so that's the main settings. And so then you get out of the settings. And then this is the video I picked to put up. And then I'm picking a cover because I gotta look cool. And I look cool there, so I picked that one. So this is where you go to advanced settings before you, oh no, not advanced, I'm sorry. Hold on. All right, let me see. Okay, so before you post your video, you go to advanced settings, and then you see the accessibility auto-generated captions. So basically, when you go into advanced settings, it will have this accessibility, and this is where you turn it on. And then it will auto-generate captions for your IGTV. How exciting, yay. So there you go. You get out of there. And then, write a title.
And if you have your Instagram settings on auto-generated captions, but the people who are uploading videos do not set the video to auto-generate, I do not believe that you can auto-generate captions on there. So if you're uploading videos, you need to make sure you go into that advanced settings and turn on the option to allow IGTV to auto-generate captions. If you're just viewing somebody else's content, and they have not done that, I do not believe captions show up. Unless that has changed in the last 24 hours since I last tried it. It could, who knows? Maybe Instagram programmers are bored today. Yeah.
Yes, because the internet people, they just do things and they don't tell you. They don't like, hey, everyone, exciting. Look what we've done today. So yeah, it's like kind of up to us to figure out this auto-generated captioning, I actually realized that was happening because my friend posted a video of her tarot card reading, and I was like, oh my God, she just auto-generated captions. How did that happen? And, I figured it out. So I was excited about that. All right, so here it is. And sometimes, I don't know, okay, so this here, it says captions are, and it even tells you captions are auto-generated. So Vicky was like saying she had uploaded something and it wasn't working. And so I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know if it takes a time to transcribe. So it might not immediately show up. So, just check on, because I thought it didn't work. And I was like, gosh darn it, what did I do wrong? And I was going to do it again. And then I went back a couple of minutes later and it was there. So it does take the apps and stuff a minute or two, like a couple of seconds to transcribe the audio. So, patient, we have to be patient, which is, by the way, patience is another way we be accessible. It's a human trait we have to develop for accessibility, patience. Okay. Next. So there's auto-generated captions for Instagram TV, and I was so excited about this because, yeah, it's a bit of a pain in the neck to do the captions. So.
And for anyone else who is bilingual on the call, you can change your subtitle settings as well. So anyone who does not speak English or they want to learn another language, not going to, pigeonhole that area, but you can turn on your subtitle settings to that. They have English, both the UK version and American English, 2 different kinds of Spanish, 2 different types of French, Italian, Polish, Portuguese, Dutch, Norwegian, Vietnamese. They have, and like the list goes on there, but they
probably have Hindi too.
Yeah, yes, they do.
I
Arabic,
know
Hebrew, Serbian, Ukrainian, Russian, Korean, Japanese, 3 different types of Chinese. Yeah. Basically, they have most of the common languages if you are doing that, but your auto-generated captions will appear in the language of your Instagram app. So if your Instagram app is set to English language, it will auto-generate in English. If yours is set to Spanish, then your captions will automatically be in Spanish.
Marguerite, did you raise your hand? Did you want to say something?
Yes, I did, because nah. if 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 we but the accessibility, we have to look for it, and once you look for it, we must play around with it, because that is the only way I learned how things work, is by playing around with the accessibility.
Yeah, so do you,
And
okay.
and I also found the Zoom setting for live print and for audio. I did this while you were going through the setting for Instagram and Facebook. I've been doing some research on my own, and we need to make sure that our local government knows about this, because if they do not, they can be liable.
Who would be liable, the government or the social
The
media?
city government,
Right.
the city government, and the state government.
Right. So yeah, that's interesting because yeah, if the city government or local government, are using these platforms and not making things accessible, they would be held liable because the government cannot break ADA laws.
But
I
also,
think. Go
city,
ahead.
state, local, federal governments are all beholden to the Americans with Disabilities Act. So any
Yes.
videos that they
Thank
put
you.
out must be closed captioned. To stay in compliance, they must make sure that their content, whether it's their websites, their social media posts, their live streams, anything like that, absolutely must be accessible. Whether or not the government does that is a whole different story. But there's also no ADA police to be like, ring, ring, there's no ASL on the president's most recent
Yeah, because
brief. Yeah,
because I pushed it about local government. I forced them to do it.
Well, who's gonna say no to you, Marguerite? Nobody's gonna say no to you. That's great. No, that's fantastic. Marguerite is really amazing person. She definitely advocates in her community for disability rights, and I think that's fantastic. So, I love Marguerite's a new friend, and I love her. She's amazing. Okay, so I just want to read the chat a little. Katrina said the Zoom is not accessible, and it is true. Google Meet has automatic live closed captioning, and Google and Facebook are ahead of the game as far as accessibility goes for some reason, but as opposed to other corporate internet things. So yeah, Google's really amazing because they actually have Google Meet, and they actually have live closed captioning on Google Meet that's included with it. Marguerite, you said I found it on Zoom to enlarge font. And I'm not sure are you talking about the font in the chat?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Hector says, bummer, I
Yes.
cannot. Oh, I can't stay. Oh, Hector had to leave. Oh, bye, Hector.
I have a question. Can I get a question in?
Yeah,
Hey.
Kevin.
Hi, everybody. So,
Hi, Kevin.
Hi.
hi. I'm in Miami. I'm doing public programs for a museum that I work at, and because of COVID, we've had to shift to doing all of our programs on this Zoom platform. And we're getting ready to have a new exhibition. And the curators who we're working with, asked us, what are we doing for accessibility for these these remote virtual public programs, like with visual descriptions, doing land acknowledgements before the public programs, captioning, and language interpretation. Doing a land acknowledgement, I've already started. That's great. That was an easy, low-hanging fruit. But I want to know how I can use Zoom and make it a more accessible platform. And if there's no closed captioning here, it's not going to work. So
Okay, yeah. So,
everyone's input.
well, I'll tell you, I actually have closed captioning, which you can turn on Zoom. There's like a CC, and this does actually have live closed captioning.
Where
on
is it? Where do I access it on?
Okay, so are you on your laptop?
No, I'm on a desk. Well, yes, I'm on a laptop.
Or a desktop, whatever.
Yep.
I don't, I'm not sure if our computer screens look the same.
It's at the bottom.
But it's at the bottom.
I found it. Live transcript.
Yes.
Yes.
So you turned that on at the beginning before you went live today? Or
no, so let me explain to you. So Zoom, you have to use a third party to get closed captions. And unfortunately, you have to pay for that, which I
Oh, the
did.
museum will pay for
Yeah,
it.
and I figured the museum will pay for it. So it's called Otter AI. And
Can you put that in the chat so I can
yeah,
see how
definitely.
it's spelled, please?
Yeah, definitely. And
Thank you.
Thank you, Marguerite.
I know, Marguerite. Now we
Yes.
can go to their online. We can go to their online things because it's going to be.
Yes.
Oh, Kevin, I'm just sending it directly to you.
Perfect, thank you.
You're welcome.
You know, I've always realized that the more accessibility things you put onto your programs, the wider your audience can become. You
That's
know,
true.
so and we're all slowly moving towards low vision or hearing loss. So it's something, you know, if we can advocate for it while we have our hearing and our sight, we're just, you know, I don't want to sound selfish, but we're future proofing this for ourselves when we get there. But I also realize that this is very important to do in the moment. So,
Marguerite says that Otter AI does have free closed captions, but when I went there, Marguerite, I couldn't find it. I had to upgrade to an account or something, so I
So
couldn't.
even, I would say you always have to pretty much any cart service like Otter AI, you're going to have to pay for. And then Zoom also, if you want to be able to turn closed captioning on, you cannot have the free version of Zoom. So you're going to have to pay for Zoom.
We have a paid for
And
Zoom account.
Perfect. It's so when you go into your actual like account settings, there's like an accessibility tab, and that's how you'll be able to turn on closed captioning for everybody else. And then in your, I believe it's in the in chat meeting, in chat tab somewhere here. I'm trying to find it because I suck at Zoom. Yeah. So in your in-call settings, you know, the little like arrows next to your mute button, your stop video button, there's that little like carrot thing sticking up. You're
Yeah,
gonna
on my screen, yeah.
Yep, you're gonna click on that and it'll say audio settings. So this is kind of where all of your Zoom settings are, and that accessibility tab will let you choose what size your closed captioning are. It'll also you can have people turn on their screen reader alerts, and it'll, you know, tell them what's going on. So Zoom has some of these things already set up, but you do, so long as you have anything other than the free version of Zoom, you can integrate the cart service in. I know Otter AI does both the closed captioning and a live transcription. So that's kind of whichever is your personal preference. The transcript just basically breaks everything down by who says what time they say it. And participants can save that transcript. So if they want to, you know, take home meeting notes from your event, they have that transcription there. And then you have those.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you have those show subtitles, turn off subtitles. If you're on a Zoom call and you have to go on to Google Chrome, let's say, or Firefox, whatever your internet browser of choice, and you just minimize Zoom while you're on another platform, those subtitles will still show up at the bottom of your screen if you have it turned on. So people don't necessarily need to stay looking at these like box grids. If you have to go on, you know, another, whether it's a Word document, anything on the internet, you're still going to be able to see those live captions coming in.
I have two follow-up questions.
Go for it.
Firstly, do you have the ability to make these captions large text? Because they're very small right now.
Yeah, in that accessibility, in your audio settings, under the accessibility tab, right at the top, it says closed caption font size, and you can drag it between normal, medium, and large.
Okay. And no, just that it's not as much of a question as it is like me saying how amazing this is. We're doing a program at the museum in which they want to take the transcript from the program and publish it in a catalog. So this is sort of doing it for us. I mean, we'll have to go back and verify that everything is correct, but this is really doing an excellent job. Because I'm
There's
watching.
also another cheat if you ever are too, like if, you know, paying for Otter IA to do this gets too pricey or something like that, you can also use YouTube Studio to auto-generate a transcript as well. And what you'll do is you'll literally just upload your video to YouTube Studio, wait about 24 hours for it to auto-generate your captions, and then you're literally just going to go in and edit them, and it'll let you edit them in caption form or transcript form. And then you can download your video back from YouTube with, I believe it's the 4K video downloader, allows you to download it, and it'll download the video itself and a separate SRT file. Your SRT file is your captions and or your transcript. And then you would just need to literally open that doc and edit it, format it a little bit different to be able to publish it.
Yeah, and the SRT file is like the file that, it's the type of file that burns the captions into the video essentially. So, and I'll get into that later actually, because I'm going to show you this program that actually does that. So yeah, so that's the SRT file. So like when you do that from YouTube, you can download the video and it'll also give you an SRT file, which would be essentially a transcription of the video or whatever is on there. Do you have something to say? Are you just giving me a thumbs up, Marguerite? Because I'll thumbs up back to you. Okay, so gosh, I lost my space. Let me see what I was doing next, because we got into a conversation, which is awesome. I love talking to everyone.
And Vicky, thank you for explaining it to all of us.
Oh no, I'm happy to, because we all need to know about this, right? Because as my friend Kevin said, we're all working our way to being low vision and low hearing. So it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. All right. So, and you know, that's actually another thing. I was going to do like I do these ranting Instagram where I rant about it. But I was going to rant. It's like, let's not wait until we're actually disabled to fight for our rights. Why don't we prepare ahead of time so when we do need it, it will be there for us. So that's.
I remembered what my other question was, and then I'll.
Oh, okay, go for it. Go for it, Kevin. I got to share screen.
What's the consensus really about having someone on screen doing American Sign Language if there's captions?
Go ahead, you guys answer that while I get ready.
I would say it's a bit of a mix.
I know.
Go ahead, Marguerite.
Thank you, Vicky. American Sign Language is very short words. Captions covers everything. For example, if I say I want to go to the store, in American Sign Language, there's an I store. It's a really short version in English. Is closed caption. In American Sign Language, they pick out the most important words. That's it.
Did you say in American Sign Language they leave out the important words or include it?
They include.
Okay, yeah.
And not everyone who's hard of hearing speaks ASL. Like, I'm hard of hearing. I have an auditory processing disorder. I know about 6 words in ASL. So if there's, an ASL interpreter, I want to be like, oh, hey, I know they're saying things, but like I can pick out 4 words. That's not helpful to me. Whereas what Marguerite was saying is not everybody speaks ASL, but most people at least know English, whether they're deaf, hard of hearing, or they're able to hear. And also with ASL, well, with sign language in general, there's a lot of different dialects. There's ASL, I think it's Basel is the other main one in the US for Black sign language. So depending on which dialect of ASL of sign language you speak, you might not be speaking the one that is being, spoken at the event. So having both is a great way to kind of cover your bases.
Thank you.
Thanks, Vicky.
Thanks, Vicky. Okay, so the next app I'm gonna introduce is Threads. It's connected with Instagram. I don't really understand. Like I said, I'm not a big social media user. I mean, I use it, not that I never used it, but I'm not on it a lot. So, so Threads is connected to it's connected to Instagram, and there is some social media stuff going on there, but I don't really understand it. I'm like, what is this? I don't understand. So I don't know if it's just a way to communicate with people more privately. That I have no
Is
idea.
Threads,
But
is it captioning software?
no, you can caption with it. And I'm going to show you. So this is what the app looks like. It's right there. It's called Threads. It's related to Instagram, and I don't understand the other social media aspects of it, but I'm going to show you how you can caption with it. So I'll just play this. So there's me. So basically you have this video button. So now let me pause this. So Threads is only 15 seconds because it's literally made for the stories, doing video for the stories and for TikTok. But now TikTok seems like they've gone up to a minute. So it's only now the stories that are 15 seconds. So if you want to make a quick video that's 15 seconds long, Threads is like an excellent app to do that. Or if you want to do things longer, you just have to plan your stuff out in 15-second increments. Like if you want to, like if I was saying, I'm going to teach you about this today, and then I do that for 15 seconds. So you'll have to write a script out and then edit it all together. So this is not an app that's that convenient for captions, but it prints it all. I actually love it, but because I like the way it does the captions. So I use this a lot for myself, but I only use it for 15-second things. So you hit the video button on the stuff, and you have to keep your thumb pressed on it. You can't just press it and let it go. And as you speak, it takes a second to get the captions, but it will caption it for you, and you can see it here. And so here it's transcribing the audio, and it didn't take very long. And this is how it does the captions. And like I'm saying, hey, everyone, this is how you do captions with Threads. It's 15 seconds.
Is this the software that people are using when they superimpose music lyrics on their Instagram stories?
I don't know. Vicky, do you know? I don't know.
It can be. I know there's a lot of different software out there like that. There are so many different options. I know you can also do that on TikTok, and then just download your TikTok and upload it to Instagram Reels or whatever other platform. But yeah, there's a bunch of different ways you can do that.
Yes. So then, like when, I don't know what I was doing here. What was I doing here? Was this the, no, this isn't that. I'm not sure what I was doing here. So let me see. I am picking a video. Oh, I know what I'm doing. I am showing you, I'm uploading a video. So you can actually upload 15-second videos to Threads and it will caption it for you too. So basically, I just uploaded this video here and there's this little icon to the right, which you can see it says CC, which is closed captions. And then, so when you caption your video, you just hit that and then it will caption the 15-second video and it tells you we're transcribing the video, so wait a second, and there, transcribe the video. And it doesn't take very long because it's only 15 seconds long, so it takes less than 15 seconds to transcribe it, I think maybe not, maybe more than 15, I don't know. I'm not a good keeper of time. So yeah, so that's Threads. Now, yeah, so that's that. Let me
And
see.
Threads can be a good way if if you want to break up your video into little sections and record 15 seconds at a time. It's a great way to caption and then just go into a video editing software like OneShot or whatever other video editing software the kids are using these days, and just combine everything in there. It might be it might be a little bit easier to do it with Threads and just combine them in some kind of editing software versus, I know Pear is going to have a few other ways to caption, but if you just have like a really short, like, 30-second video, Threads is probably the easier way to do it and just combine them later. Yeah.
Yeah, like, so yeah, if you're just like going to say something really quick, it's about 30 seconds to a minute. It's not so hard to do the 15 seconds. But then if you're doing something longer, then it can get to be pain in the neck. But it is possible and you can do it. And if you like video editing and all that stuff, it might be a good project for you to do. So there you go. So the next app I'm going to show you is unfortunately only Apple adjacent. It's an app called Clips that you can get that comes free with iPhones. So I'm going to show you that. Let me find it first. There it is. Okay. So this is Clips and it is also free. The thing I like using Clips because you can do a longer video. It's not just 15 seconds. And so this is Clips here. Again, this is iPhone centric, so sorry, Android users. But basically what you do is you go to the star icon over here to the right and you start a new project. And then you go to the filters, and the way you access those filters is the little star icon that I showed you to the right back here. Let me see if I can. So unfortunately, when I go over there, but you guys could see that star icon to the right. So basically, when you're ready to record, first you click on that star icon. After you start a new project, hit that star icon, and then there's different captions you can pick. Like, look, you can have lower on the top. There's other ones that go across your face. There's other ones with color. So there's ones that like have the yellow highlight. So lots of different choices there. Then you pick one. Then you need to slide up on that recording button. You don't just press it. You have to swipe up on it to start recording. Then you record and it does the captions in real time. And so then I did my captioning, and it saved the video. So then what you do, you can actually edit your text on the clip. So what you do is you highlight the video and hit the star icon again. And then it will go, oh, I'm pressing the wrong button. Then it'll go like to the edit this, and then you can go through and edit the video, the text to it, and then hit done. And then you've edited your text, and then you can save that to your camera roll. and you hit, then you go to save video and it'll save it. And so then you have your caption video. So, and I guess I'm trying to show you where it is. And I'm showing you the video with the captions. There it is. Yay, success. So now the thing is, if you want to post this on TikTok, there's a problem because TikTok has a bunch of writing and stuff on the bottom. So basically it will cover over these captions. So there's another app called InShot where you can actually control the size of the video, make it smaller so your captions are visible, and I'll show you how I do that. So this is what InShot looks like. It's also free and downloadable from, any app store you use. And so you go there, you go to new video, you pick the video that you want to use. You go to, okay, so hold on. So unfortunately, I wanted to show you guys, let me play this. Okay, so all the way to the left, you see it says Canvas, which I try to point to with my cursor, but I can't because the play button comes on. So it's all the way to the left. There's music, music, stickers, text. So all the way to the left, it says Canvas. And so when you click on Canvas, it has a ratio. So you can control the ratio of your, which are these on the bottom. So you can have something for Instagram 1:1, TikTok 9:16. That's like good for TikTok. I'm not sure what these other selections are. Maybe there's an Apple icon, so it's obviously something Apple related. I'm not sure what it is. So then you pick the ratio you want. So this ratio is good for TikTok. So then the next thing you would do is go to the zoom window that's in the middle, so you can control the size of your thing. So you see I made it smaller, and then you can put a background color, and then there's different things there's different styles you can do. And you can move the video up and down as well. You can move, I didn't show that, I should have, but you can actually move this video up and down. So if you want it to be more towards the top so your captions show up, you can do it that way. And then you just save it onto your camera. And that takes a second to save. Oh, and with InShot too, you have to stay on the app till it saves. So you don't just be patient and wait for it to save your video. And then you save it. And then, obviously you can share it to other things there. You can see it allows you can share it to WhatsApp, Instagram. I don't know what this is, Messenger of message. So you can share it to different places from there, but I like to save it on my camera so I can just share it myself directly. And there it is. And it is now saved on my camera roll. So I guess I want to show you that. That's what I'm doing there. And there it is. And so now when I post this on TikTok, these captions are going to be readable to people. It's not going to get covered by the TikTok stuff that's on the bottom. And I think I have one more thing I want to show you, which is this app. It's called Capwig. So Capwig will take a video, so it could be, I think the time limit for Capwig, I think it's Capwing, actually, not Capwig, Capwing. And I think the time limit is 7 minutes, but I have actually captioned my half-hour documentary in there because I didn't realize the time limit was 7 minutes. So I've actually done that in mine. And there's two different ways you can do it on Capwig. You can either have your own SRT file and upload it, and it will do that. And then, or you can auto-generate through Capwing, which is also awesome. So I'll show you guys that. Let me pull it up first. Where is it? Okay, I think it's here somewhere. So let me look for it. There it is. Share. Oh, where is it? Oh, it's down here. Down way at the bottom. There you go. So this is what Capwig looks like, the icon. You can get an app on your phone, and you can, you know, it's on your computer. What Capwig does basically when you're trying to add captions, it actually connects your video to their website to process the captions. So just to let you know, that's what happens. And I'll play this. So basically, there's the Capwig icon. And this is what the workspace looks like. Let me rewind it for a second. This is what the workspace looks like. So these are all videos I've uploaded in the past to subtitle or caption. And you want to go to the tools in Capwing. I should call it by the right name. Sorry, Capwing. Tools. And so there's a bunch of stuff you can actually do in Capwing to your content. You can do studios, meme generators, but we use it for the subtitlers, which is essentially adding captions. So here you upload your video. And this is the video I chose. So it takes time to compress it. It uploads it. So there it is. That's the video uploaded. So you have to be patient a little bit because it does take, you know, if they're longer videos from anywhere from however many seconds to 7 minutes, it'll take time for it to upload the video to the program. So you might have to wait for the video to upload for a second. So, you know, patience is required once again there. So there's different things you can do. You can change the font. You can change the size of the font. You can make it bold, italics. You can choose whether you want it left, centered, or right. You can move the text up, down. So I'm not sure what these are for because I actually don't use it, so I don't really know what that is. But I am going to actually dig into Capwing and maybe do a more advanced tutorial of that to use, because there's a bunch of things you can do in Capwing to add captions to your content. So there I made the captions a little smaller. You can also choose if you want, how you want your captions to look like. I'm not sure what full means. I always use wrap. Outline probably puts an outline around your captions. None does nothing. The wraps your captions like in, you know, 2 to 3 lines per thing. And you can also, it will auto-generate, so you can actually download your SRT from Capwing as well. And so yeah, let me do that. So then here you can pick the language you want it in, English, United States English, and then you hit auto generate. And that it takes a little while to do that. I sped this up, by the way. So this is not the actual speed it was in. So now the captions are there, and if you scroll down, you'll see the captions are actually in there. So now if it doesn't get it right, there is a way for you to go and edit these captions so it's more synced up to your video in real time, you know, so like, I don't know how many of you actually use captions a lot. I use it a lot, but there are times where a caption will come in way ahead of something or come way after something. And so that's like, because they're not synced up. So this, you can fix that if you want. So yeah, so there it is. And this is like compatible, this is compatible to PC or Apple. It's not like confined to either conformity. And then you hit done. And then it adds, so there you see it did add the captions. And then you can download this video to which it's doing right now. You can download the video to your phone with the captions in it. And you can see the captions are on the bottom there. So you're going to have to, if you're doing this for TikTok and stuff, you're going to have to use InShot with that video as well. So that's pretty much it. All the things I was able to find. Let me look and see if there's any questions in the chat here before.
Marguerite had Microsoft, questions about Microsoft.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
As a quick thing, Microsoft kind of sucks when it comes to accessibility. I 0 out of 10 recommend using Microsoft products. They're not the best for accessibility. Microsoft Teams is their like equivalent to like a Zoom or Google Meets / Hangout, and it's not exactly the best product out there for accessibility. It's really not the simplest thing to use in general, but especially if you're disabled trying to figure that platform out, it is not the best. I unfortunately had to work with it for like a year at my previous job, and it was a mess of a time trying to understand anything on there. And their captioning service is also just garbage in general, and not they don't have the best options for accessibility. I think most of the services that Priya talked about are available on the Microsoft Store. If anybody uses that, or if it's faded into oblivion, I don't know. Marguerite's saying she uses it, so yay, it's not completely in the oblivion now. But I would definitely recommend using Google for accessibility purposes over Microsoft, just because Google, everything is pretty much free. They do have a auto transcribe app as well, that if you put it on your phone, you can literally just have that on. It basically does like live transcription and formats it into a Google Doc and saves it to your Google Drive. What's really cool about Google is, and also terrifying, when you download one thing on your phone, it kind of listens to you and syncs and, steals all your data, and then it makes everything sync up better. So when I put my Google Meets like closed captioning on, it gets used to how I talk, what I say, and eventually your grammar and spellings and whatnot will catch up. If you have the auto transcribe app on your phone, same thing. If you just let it listen to you talk for 40 hours a week, it'll eventually get used to what you're saying, and it'll improve your captioning. Google did also, I know Priya mentioned this briefly, Google did just add the automatic subtitles to your Google Chrome browser. And I just want to show everyone where those are at real quick, because I don't remember. I don't think we did that.
No.
So you're gonna go on, when you go onto Google Chrome, you're gonna like click these 3 little buttons over here, which brings up, your kind of like main settings. So you're gonna click settings here. And then you're gonna scrolly over here to advanced, click the drop down, and you're gonna click your accessibility, and it'll say live captions. And you'll just, switch your little tabby over to on. You can then customize your captions with your actual computer. A lot of your desktops, laptops will automatically have a whole closed captioning section on there that you can change like what color everything is, your transparency, size, style, caption effects. I guess you can make your captions like a really weird PowerPoint presentation where things are flying in from all the sides. so helpful and accessible, I guess. You can also increase like your window tints, your window transparencies as well. But then when you use Google will sync up kind of all of your files, and yes, it will listen to you in your sleep, and just kind of help out your someone on Google is going to hear me saying this, and I'm just going to laugh.
Well, they hear us wherever we are. So.
And this is being streamed on YouTube, which is a Google product. So,
Google knows already. Google knows we're talking about them.
It's not like I haven't said this to like actual people at Google before. So yeah,
I'll read it.
You can change that. It'll take a few minutes to download kind of your closed captioning files from Google. And then whenever you're listening to like audio or a video, it'll automatically close caption. This literally launched all of 48 hours ago. So it's not the best at the moment, but it is still developing. Once people start using it more, I think it'll get better. But yeah, it is still in like its baby phases. I was playing with it earlier today, and it's great for like common English if you're using any like jargon, special, and fun words that you find on like the ACT, SAT, stuff like that. It's a little bit less accurate, but it still exists. So it's a baby step in the right direction. YouTube also still has automatic closed captioning. They had community captions, and all they did was change those to be in a different area on the YouTube content creator. But yeah, you can, in like the top right-hand corner, there'll be a little like CC button, and you click that and it'll turn on your closed captioning there.
Yep. So yeah, thank you, Vicky. And so Marguerite, I know Marguerite, I got it, lady. All right. So Marguerite says, and the Firefox browser. So I'm not sure what, I know you use that. So obviously there's captioning included in that, but I don't know about that. And she said, I don't like Google Assistant when it's on automatic because it can be very annoying when it pops up. So you like to have more control of when you want the captions to come in. Is that what you're saying? Yes. She's like, yes, that is what I'm saying. I understand that. So Marguerite, tell us, the Firefox browser, does it have the settings like the Google Chrome, like where you can go to the settings and turn on captioning? Okie dokes, we'll wait. Does anyone else have any questions or anything?
Firefox has accessibility settings. I just had to pull it up because I wanted to see what it was.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got you, Marguerite. They don't have the same level accessibility as Google. Like, there's no automatic closed captioning yet on Firefox, which makes sense because it just came out on Google. But Firefox does have about the same level of accessibility, I would say, as Google in your accessibility settings. It's kind of in the same place as where you would go for Google. Yeah.
Well, that's cool. So that's good to know. Thanks, Marguerite.
But with the audio,
Mm-hmm.
Firefox have a little square in the browser. So once you open up the browser with that little square, it knows like newspaper articles you can automatically click the button on the side after you open up that little square, and it will let you hear what the newspaper article is telling you.
Oh, that's cool. Thanks, Marguerite. Thank you for that information. So Firefox has accessibility. I use Safari, so I guess I use Zoom and Safari. I'm like way behind the games.
Yeah,
Safari is a mess for accessibility. I hope Apple can hear me when I say that.
I know, Apple, get it together.
but I used to use Apple products. Apple products will let you use Firefox.
Right.
And so that is what made me continue to use Firefox.
Yeah, I might switch it. I might switch it up and use a different browser. I just have everything saved there, so that's really what I just wanted.
No, but once you save Safari, it is switched to Firefox too.
Oh, okay, cool. Thanks, Marguerite, for the
Firefox
information.
also has a bunch of really fun extensions, which Google Chrome also has a lot of browser extensions, but I do know Firefox has one for like big buttons. You can, which that's apparently what it's called. It's called Big Buttons. Great name. It just makes everything big and in button form. I don't use that, but it exists. I don't know if that helps anybody. They have a organized, like a colorful tab extension where you can like change the colors of like your tabs in your window. So if you have like 14 tabs open, like 6 of them are for work, some of them are your social media, you can change each tab to kind of make it a little bit easier for you to figure out which tab you're supposed to switch to. They also have some other extensions. One is called Open Dyslexic, and it formats all of your pages with a specific font that's supposed to like increase readability for those with dyslexia. There's also apparently something called a web slideshow where you can make your internet browser like an actual slideshow. Don't know why that exists, but it does, in case that's how you really want to view your internet in slideshow format. There's also one called No Squint, which changes your font and your background and your zoom to make it easier for you to read for those with low vision. There's also 2 different like highlighting extensions you can add in to kind of help you read things. It'll also, there's one that also like permanently highlights certain things. So like it'll show where specific things are. Some websites also do have like these little accessibility icons that'll allow you to change various things on the page, like font size, color, dark mode versus light mode, low distraction versus high distraction, things like that. So even if your browser isn't super accessible like right away, you can make it more accessible with extensions. I'm assuming Apple has these too. I don't know because I don't use Safari ever. It looks weird, but Google Chrome and Firefox most definitely have these extensions. If you use Internet Explorer as your browser, I got nothing to help. Just download Google Chrome off of Internet Explorer and like go use that instead. Internet Explorer is really only for downloading a different internet browser. I'm assuming they're accessible. I don't know. I haven't used it in like 12 years, so I don't know. But yeah, Firefox and Google Chrome definitely are.
Well, Marguerite gave Internet Explorer a double thumbs down, not just a one thumbs down, a double thumbs down. So we're going to
Thank
take
you.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Vicky. Thank you, Vicky.
Thanks, Vicky. She said thanks to you.
For explaining clearly.
Yeah, she did. That's why we love Vicky. She's so descriptive with all her explanations. We love Vicky for that reason. So
Yeah, because it would take me
2 hours.
hours.
Yeah.
Yep.
2 hours. It would probably take me 2 hours too, Marguerite. So we're lucky to have Vicky just like pull that up and she's like, and Firefox has this and this and this. I'm like, oh my God, it would have taken me an hour to find that.
There's honestly just a hamster up here running around that he's responsible for all of that. So just thank the hamster in my brain.
Thank you, Vicky.
Yeah, but,
Vicky's pet hamster in her brain. Thank you.
but for me, I can play around with things and figure it out. But trying to explain it, forget it.
Yeah.
Because I can show you how to do it. But trying to explain it, forget it.
Yep. Thank you, Marguerite. I know what you're saying. I wouldn't have been able to do what Vicky did, and we can't do what you do. You guys can't do what I do. So we all have our own powers.
Google is my superpower.
Google is her superpower. So yeah, if anybody, does anyone else have any questions about this stuff? I have this onto YouTube live and I'll just keep it there. So if anybody wants to reference this again, they can totally. I'll share it on the DIYabled Facebook too. So if you're on a Facebook, you can check that out and revisit anything that you might have not caught or need to refresh your memory about. And all that kind of stuff. So yeah, if nobody has any other questions,
I would say real quick, low-key
Yeah,
self-promotion here.
Yes.
At my company, Dr. Risley's Writing and Marketing, we do have a free ebook for social media accessibility. If anyone wants like a Kindle version of this, pretty much everything that Priya and I talked about is in that handbook or will be, and it's free to anybody who just clicks download. So there are also Syracuse University also has an amazing resource center for all of your access needs, whether it's questions, learning how to make your event accessible. They have a straight up inclusive event guide on their website. If you just look up accessible Syracuse, all that resources will pop up. I do not attend Syracuse, but I know about this. So I just wanted to casually plug that because it's a great resource that I have learned about. There's also a couple other people on social media who will do accessibility tutorials as well. One is Ashley Jacobson. She does an amazing job. Again, casually just gonna plug her because she's a lovely human being. But she does a lot of like mini tutorials. I know Priya has some on the DIYabled, if I remember correctly, and this will be on. I love how Priya's like, I don't know what I have on my.
I don't know. I have to go look. I think I know I did something. But
I was like, I think I remember seeing one there. But then yeah, there's some activists that definitely will put little like helpful guides up for you. So, follow.
Yeah, and
people on social
actually
media.
Project Hearing for
Yes.
deaf and hard of hearing, she's really an amazing activist for that community. And some of the things I learned from her here too. So she's like another really great resource for learning about accessibility for deaf and hard of hearing people. So yeah. All right, guys, I don't know what else to say except thank you for coming, everyone. I really appreciate it. Oh, hold on, let me read.
Oh,
North Oaks, where do we find the ebook guide? Oh,
hold on.
she's gonna she'll type that in the website. And so yeah, thank you, Northern Oak and Sparky and Annie. I know I was going to say Asheville Art Garden. But Annie, thank you so much for coming. I so appreciate that. And I love it. All right. And we're just going to wait for Vicky to type in this.
Yeah, I'm trying
link.
to find it on our page.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I was like, I think I can pull up the website. She emailed me once. I could look at it. But then I was like, oh no. Yeah, I don't know where it is on the site. So.
I work here and I don't know where it's at on our site. Which is saying something. Hold on. Let me see if I can just we have a social media post about it. 1 second, please. I know, like, I have a copy of it, but I know it's not the one that I can like share because it's like our actual version. So hold on. I'm just gonna do it this way. If you go on our Instagram, which I'll drop our Instagram linky here. That's our Instagram account. They have a post. If you just look through, there's literally a post that says your guide for accessible social media management. And that's where they'll have the link of like where to download it at. We will be updating it since, some new features have rolled out. We will be updating it, but yeah, that's a free resource that you're able to download.
Yeah, and we'll probably do another one of these in a couple of months because I feel like something will have changed and we'll inform people again. So, there we go. All right, guys, thank you so much. Thanks everyone for coming so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you for being an ally to the disabled community. Yay. You people are all so fantastic. So I'm going to end the meeting now. I have a hard time saying bye. Everyone that knows me well, that knows like I'm like the person that's like, I don't want to
just hit the end live button and then
I feel so bad too when I see a bunch of people there. But I am going to end the meeting so then it'll end it for everyone. But it was so great to see all of you here. Marguerite, thank you so much for your input. Marguerite is hard of hearing, so her input is invaluable because she actually has to use the things we're talking about. And I guess I'll end with this. When you actually become friends with people that need these tools, then it makes you even work harder to provide them. But we should just try to provide it because guess what? Maybe you can make friends by make friends like Marguerite and Chris Blackstone, who isn't here right now, but another wonderful person that I've met in this year and that we've been in a pandemic. It's been a year, guys. Can you believe it? Holy cow. Okay, so yeah, it's been a year and I've met some really wonderful people in this year and I'm very grateful for that. So yeah, work as hard as you can to make your community accessible. And if you can't, it's okay. Disabled people won't be angry. We're understanding and we deal with this kind of stuff all the time. So we figure our way.
Make your content accessible. Please,
yeah, make your
thank
content,
you.
Yeah, make your content accessible. And, but if you can't get to it immediately right away, it is a forgiving community, but just try as hard as you can. And Marguerite, I know, is going to type something. Marguerite and I have a communication, Zoom communication. So I always know when she's going to write something or has something to say. So she's writing something. But yeah, thanks for coming, everyone. That's all I can't thank everyone enough. So that's all I could do. And playing around with it. Yes. Thank you. And yeah, that's like, when you're disabled, because you want to take part in things, and if everything's not accessible, so you got to figure it out. Play around with it, learning. Yes. Play around with it, learning. Yes. I love you, Marguerite. Marguerite's like, yes. And my background, guys, is an Asheville background. I just got it today. So this is like the Asheville mountains. Asheville is so beautiful. Look, it's like a mountain with a rainbow going into the clouds.
Yes.
So great.
Wait,
All
you're not
right.
in San Francisco anymore? What?
I haven't been to San Francisco forever. I'm in this nice cute.
That's what your Zoom background has been for so long.
I know. Yeah, that's right. I had the Bay Bridge forever. So today I was like, I've got to go find, right before the meeting, I found an Asheville background. I was like, I got to go look for an Asheville background. So
see, I just gave up on Zoom backgrounds, and
I know you have the super, but I bet you they have superhero
And
and you got a door. I love that background. You just don't see doors like that. You just don't see doors like that anymore. All right, guys. Okay, I am going to end it now. I'm going to say bye because I have a hard time saying bye, but that's my own problem. So